We're heading to Chernihiv today. Ancient burial mounds, local mystical stories, and ghosts. Get your lucky charms ready.
Hello everyone! Today we are in the most mysterious city of Ukraine, Chernihiv.
And once upon a time, the Black Prince named the city after himself because Cherny in Ukrainian means black.
So I hope you're ready to dive into a world of mystery and legend. Chernihiv was first mentioned in 907, which means we are now actually in one of the oldest cities in Ukraine. Unbelievable!
Kyivan Rus itself was baptized only 80 years after that. Therefore, many of the Chernihiv rulers were buried in pagan necropolises. To this day, they still surround Chernihiv in a dense ring, forming big burial mounds, and some of them are even inside the city.
So this is the Black Grave. It's where the Black Prince, the founder of the capital, and his daughter are buried. And it's quite a tragic story.
Yes, you see, the Black Prince's daughter was very, very beautiful, and the neighbouring Khazar prince found out about this and decided he wanted to marry her.
But she said no, and so he decided to start a war.
Yeah, as you would. And so to stop said war, the princess jumped from the palace tower, killing herself.
And unfortunately, her father was killed in the war too.
And yet this is where they're buried.
Chernihiv's fortresses played a vital role in Kyivan Rus.
And you can still see that today. Just look at all the fortifications and the cannons.
Let's take a walk.
Go for a stroll, shall we? The fortress inside the city was called Detinets and covered almost 11 hectares. Just so you have an idea, at that time it was even larger than those of the capital Kiev, like when a younger brother grows larger and taller than the older one.
Inside, it was the safest place in town. The fortress was surrounded by a fortified rampart, a wooden wall, and a deep ditch. Therefore, it was here that the Prince Court, the rich estates, and the main cathedrals of the city were located. I think I wouldn't mind living in a fortress. I would wear an ancient dress and everyone would bow to me. Princess Heather, sounds good.
Have I told you the story about the Chernihiv pumpkin?
You haven't? No, what is the story?
So in ancient times, when a guy wanted to marry a girl,
Right.
he would go to a house and he would open the door and she'd have a pumpkin on her. And if she didn't want to marry him, she would give him the pumpkin and he'd have to carry it all the way back home through the village so everyone knew that he was rejected.
Rejected? I mean, yeah, so kind of like a root vegetable friend zone.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, he does have a pumpkin, so swings and roundabouts. So. Okay. Well, I mean, there is a more modern story which involves these cannons.
Okay.
It's basically if a guy asks a girl on a date, she doesn't want to go, she says, oh, well, how about you meet me at the 13th cannon? Bear in mind, Heather, there are only 12 cannons.
Ooh, sneaky.
I know, right? Genius as well. All 12 cannons installed in the park are made of cast iron. I bet you're thinking, Rob, what is cast iron made from? Well, cast iron is a defective steel. It was easy to make, but they found it had low strength properties, so they couldn't find a very good use for it. Eventually, they found using it for cobblestones was the best bet. Fortunately, they only found out how weak cast iron is after making cannons with it, which would often explode, crippling the soldiers using it.
Are considered one of the most mysterious sights of the city.
And you will find out why soon enough. Can we go inside?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do that.
So we are going to the first church that was named after the founder, Saint Anthony.
Oh, is this what he looked like?
Yeah, this is the icon of him.
It's a wonderful cheekbones.
And then we are going to the next church, the gallery.
Please.
Oh,
It's quite cold. Yeah, the temperature is 20 degrees per year. This is the biggest underground church in all Eastern Europe.
what's that window up there?
Oh, you know, that was the place for choirs. You know, it is a really small room for 5 singers, but it looked like 20 or 30s because of the amazing acoustic. And now, let's go to the next church.
Yes, let's.
Let's
We
go.
can use those acoustics later.
We're going to the smallest church. And in the middle, you can see the remains of relics of hermits.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wow, they really died as they lived. In a hole. How many hermits do you think are in there?
10, not more than.
Oh, okay.
That's wow.
Because you know, in Anthony caves live only hermits. It is not so many of them inside. Practically not more than 10 can live inside per year or per period.
How would they get their food?
Out of the underground monasteries, the monks lives. That's why they did some agricultural work and they made a food for them.
Okay, exactly. Lots of ribs, I imagine.
And now let's go to the longest gallery of the underground complex.
Okay. Biggest, smallest, longest.
So the longest gallery of St. Anthony Caves, you know, it's really wide and it was very convenient for hermits to go through. By the way, that was really interesting place because from time to time people can see a ghost in that place.
You couldn't be fat, could you?
I'm glad I'm particularly short. I want you to only fit 10 months. Okay. What? This looks quite spooky. What's this?
You know, it's really interesting place. It's behind that wall,
Yeah.
and you know, it's the ossuary. It's the place for keeping dead monks.
Okay, so a tomb, like a grave.
Yeah, you know, it was really interesting tradition. You know, the dead monk was placed in a special place, and
Yeah.
After 3 years, he was dug up, and that symbolized 3 days between the crucifixion and the resurrection of Christ.
Okay.
And they washed the bones with wine, and then put inside of the open niches.
I try to wash my bones with wine while I'm alive. So,
If you'll be a hermit.
okay, good. Sounds delicious. Here in the Tarassi caves, there are many tales of myth and legend, the most notorious of which tells of a mysterious fog at the end of this tunnel.
And sometimes in this fog you can see the spirit of Tarassi. He comes in a form of a man, a triangle, or whatever your imagination wants to see.
Now, unfortunately, we can't go down here because it's too dangerous and you cannot move for spirits. Hello. We're here in a monk's cell, which can be about 50 centimetres high and about 2 metres wide.
And the hermit monk Anthony lived here for 40 years, and the average life expectancy of a hermit monk was 35 years in the 11th century.
Yeah, so should we have a look? Let's go have a look.
This is the monk's cell, and we've got 2 beds here.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to fit in there, so you can
I'll give it a try.
lie down.
This is where they used to sleep.
Take the weight off.
Oh, you need to like spoon somebody.
I don't think you could spoon anyone. I'm not sure the hermits are allowed to do that. Probably frowned upon.
It's not the most comfortable bed.
No, a couple of throw pillows and you'd be laughing, wouldn't you? Really tie the room together.
Good night.
La 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 la. Shout. Hello. Ah.
Light.
It's warm again.
That's wonderful.
Thank you very much, Ina, for giving us a tour. Thank you.
So really nice, really insightful, and very interesting. Very upset I didn't see a spirit, but maybe next time. Exactly.
So, welcome once more
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Chernihiv.
Thank you very much. We'll see you hopefully soon.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Get back in your cave.
To protect ourselves against spirits and dark magic, we're here today to try out an ancient method.
Yes, and we found ourselves a professional woodworker to do just that. And here he is. Hello, Andre.
Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi there. Right, so, let's get to woodwork. So, first of all, so how long have you been doing woodwork for?
More than 30 years ago,
And how did you learn?
I once took part in a course that I've continued doing even today.
What exactly are we doing today?
We used to make a solar sign. It was a lucky charm for displaying on houses, or sometimes hanging on fences. You can see it often now.
So it's going to be a sun. We're making a sun. Oh.
How exactly does a bit of wood protect us? How does it protect us?
The sun is a symbol that is believed to bring luck on everything on Earth. People know that. It gives warmth and heat. When the sun is shining, the birds are flying. If there is no sun, then there is nothing. And people see when the sun rises and sets.
Dobre. Okay, well, shall we start then?
Yes, the sooner the better, because I want to be as protected as I can.
So we're going to do a circle. I remember this. How long would it normally take?
It depends on the tree type and your inspiration.
Okay, cool. Pop it in.
See how?
Don't ruin it, he's been...
It's here. Don't dig.
Fingers! Right, there's fire extinguishers, we need a first aid kit. I don't see any plasters.
Не колупайте, а ріжте, як хліб.
Don't scoop.
Don't scoop.
Slide.
Oh,
Yeah,
slide.
cut, don't scoop.
Oh.
Exactly. It's not bother pouring.
But cut.
It's a work of art. Don't scoop. Go. I'm gonna try one.
Тоді це можна,
So that you can see.
On it, Bill.
щоб ми побачили.
Yeah.
The last finishing touches, the final rivet.
Now we can protect ourselves against dark magic.
Thank God, that is a huge weight off my shoulders, I tell you.
Wow, look at this.
There we go, the finished product. Well done, sir. Well done indeed.
Дякую. There we go.
There we are.
The sun.
All three of us did as much work as each other on this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
A lovely day. Cheers, mate. So I enjoyed Chernihiv, and I think that the fact that it is quite a mysterious city with a lot of myths and legends, and although we only just got to dip our toe into it, it's something that I would probably research again. Like, I enjoyed the Black Prince chat, and like I said, I enjoyed the caves as well.
Oh, and we made the wood carving as well.
Oh,
so now
lovely,
we have protection. So that we have something to protect ourselves if there are any spirits. But we didn't see any today. Maybe tonight.
No, we'll never see them because they don't exist. The weather's not been fantastic, but we can't blame Ukraine for that. We can only blame the rest of the world.
We brought this here from England, I think.
From England, I think that's what it was. No recycling, driving cars everywhere.
Speaking of recycling, it's a very clean city, though, I've noticed, as you can see.
I'm trying to think of what else I didn't like. There were no real low points for today. Well, there shouldn't be. I shouldn't be looking for low points anyway.
No.
Other than the fact that we were deep underground. I would just have liked to have spent more time in the city. And seen some more of the sort of cathedrals and large churches and things like that. But unfortunately, we haven't got enough time.
Yes, but it's been a very fun day. We've done so many activities, and now we're quite hungry. So it's time for some dinner.
Yum.
Do you want to go? Let's go explore a bit more.